Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Rain. The ballet bun is probably the most quintessential elements of the classic image of the ballerina.
For sure.
And it is the one thing from ballet that has infiltrated the world at large, with countless girls and women wearing this style in both casual and formal situations, from the grocery store to the runway.
For us dancers, however, wearing the ballet bun is a non-negotiable. You have class, you wear a bun. You have rehearsals, you wear a bun. You have a show, you will most likely be wearing a bun. You get so used to putting your hair up in a bun day after day and eventually year after year after year.
Yep.
It becomes kind of a habit, like a thoughtless part of your daily routine. But one thing that a lot of dancers don't know is that every time you put your hair up in a bun, you could also be putting your hair up for risk.
Hair breakage, hair thinning, scalp irritation, tension headaches, traction alopecia. Scary word, I know. These are very real risks that we dancers put our hair through on the daily by wearing the ballet bun.
But never fear, your most trusted, very favorite ballet nerds on the internet are here. And today we're going to be bringing you a tutorial on how to do a healthier ballet bun. We're gonna be showing you all of our best tips on how to preserve your hair in the long run, while also not compromising the classic look that ballet requires.
If you are ready for the video, then make sure to hit that like button, share this video with all of your girlfriends, and let's go.
Let's go. So in today's video, we're actually going to be taking you through two kinds of buns, the classic high bun and the classic low bun. Both of these styles can be worn for pretty much any class, any rehearsal, and almost any show. So this is going to be your basic classic hairstyle for ballet. Obviously, let us know if you want to see other hairstyles with more braids and other like
fancy
ornamental
stuff.
Things. But for today, we're going to be keeping it to the basics, but
Healthier.
protecting our hair.
Short little disclaimer before we begin. Obviously, all the tips that we're going to be sharing in this video are what we have found to work for our hair
Personally.
So bear in mind that many different hair types and different textures are going to respond very differently and are all going to have different methods and different needs when it comes to the ballet bun. The concepts are similar, the methods may be different.
Yeah, exactly.
So that being said, if you have any tips that work for your hair specifically, please do not hesitate to drop all of your tips and all of your intel in the comment section below to help anybody else who may come across this video. And y'all are really good at doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, we don't even need to really remind you to do that.
We don't really need to remind you because you guys are all very supportive of each other in the comments.
Yes. We love it. We love to see it. We appreciate you guys. Okay, so we're just gonna... This ain't your grandma's hair tutorial, you guys. First, let's talk about supplies, okay? And hopefully yours are not on the ground like ours are, but...
There's no judgment here.
No judgment.
This is a safe space.
Firstly, elastics. This is kind of like your foundation, sort of your base for like the entire style. It's so important that you get ones without the metal piece in the middle. Please get yourself some good seamless elastics because these are a lot better for your hair that won't catch on it and like pull it, and it's just way gentler on it. If you have thick hair, like we do, the thicker elastics kind of work better. Yeah. But again, to your hair preference, whatever works for you.
Next up, in terms of pins, we usually use these fringe pins or the open pins. Although people do use bobby pins, we just find them to kind of pinch and like pull on your hair a little more.
Yeah.
So we prefer these ones, the open ones.
These are 2.7 inches.
2.7 inches.
I believe.
I don't know what
we'll put the detailed up on the screen. But
yeah. I don't know what they are in centimeters either for our non-American viewers.
So sorry.
Yeah, 2.7 approximately inches.
Yeah, but that's because our hair is really long and thick. If you have shorter hair or finer hair, you might want to opt for a smaller pin.
The main concept is that the pin has to be able to be long enough to reach from the outside, like the very outer perimeter of your bun, all the way through to the elastic in the center. So provided that the pin is long enough for that, then you should be in good standing. Make sure the pins are coated, so like they're like really smooth and they slide in your hair easily. And also that they have the little nubs at the end, you know what I mean?
So it doesn't scratch your scalp.
Yeah, so it doesn't scratch your scalp or your hair when they're going in.
Next thing on the list is your comb/brush situation. Honestly, you can use anything that kind of works for you in your hair. One thing we would just say is just make sure they're clean, wash them every week, especially if you're using hair products like gels or hairsprays. Always wash them after because it prevents, you know, any extra gunk getting back into your hair and corroding it or damaging it or just otherwise weakening it.
Next up, we have hair nets.
Yes.
If you are doing a show, you will definitely want a hair net because it kind of keeps all of the little stray ends contained.
Yes.
Also, if you have very layered hair, the shorter ends can poke out of your bun a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so Hairnets are very important. Don't get the super, super thick ones.
Do not do that. These ones are like see-through. They're almost invisible when you have it on. And so it gives a really clean, classical, professional line. So make sure to look for those. We'll put links in the description box for you.
Yes.
For class, like everyday class, the net isn't essential. You don't need to unless you need to.
Yeah, depending on your school and depending on your haircut and depending on the way you do your bun.
For shows, definitely. For everyday, it's optional. And finally, we have these little, what do you call these? Barrettes or little snap clips. These are really helpful in case you have little flyaways that you kind of want to just clip back.
Or if you have like bangs that you want to clip back without using a ton of hairspray.
Exactly. Yeah, these are a lifesaver. We prefer these over bobby pins because they're a lot gentler. They're easier to slide in and you just kind of snap it rather than dragging and scraping it into your scalp and like kind of damaging your hair that way. So these are a lot gentler and they're also fairly invisible.
I like them just because they curve to your head.
These ones have a nice little curve to it.
And I feel like they're more secure.
I agree.
In my personal
opinion. I agree. And they're a lot easier to put in and take out. So obviously all of ours is black because we have black hair. Yeah. But obviously all of these supplies come in a varied array of colors. So anyway, those are our supplies. Hopefully you have all of yours too. And let's get into Not Your Grandma's Hair tutorial.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna start with our first bun of the day. Again, we're gonna be showing you the high bun and the low bun. We're gonna be starting with the high bun, featuring yours truly.
Today's high bun model will be Jordan.
Exactly. Even we'll show you the low bun in a second.
Yep. So the high bun is probably the most classic of the ballet buns.
I think so.
I think for all of the major classical ballets like Sleeping Beauty, The Nutcracker, Don Quixote, Le Corsaire, probably most of the big classical ballets are going to require your hair to be in a high bun. But that is not to say that there are not a few risks that come with wearing a high bun repeatedly on a daily basis. Obviously, the tension on your hairline can be pretty intense, especially if you're pulling it back every single day. And in addition to that, the placement of your high bun is very, very important because, you know, we're kind of working against gravity here. So if placed improperly, there's going to be a lot more pull on your hair.
Especially when turning.
Especially when turning, when it is in that high bun. So we're going to do our best in today's tutorial to sort of navigate around both of those issues and come up with a healthier high bun.
Obviously, every high bun starts with a high ponytail, but in attempts to preserve our hairline, our precious hairline, we're going to be doing one extra preliminary step. So we're gonna start by sectioning off the outside edges of your hair. So we're gonna start with drawing a line from the top of your head to just behind your ear, somewhat around there. It's actually better if you switch up how much or how little of the hair you gather every time.
That way it avoids having the tension on the same spot repeatedly day after day.
Once you have your two front pieces sectioned off, and you want to try and keep the line as straight as you can, doesn't have to be perfect, you guys, please. Don't obsess over it. But the straighter it is, the more the hair can kind of support itself because you have some sort of jagged edges. Certain hair strands will get more tension than others, which is not ideal. So you want to kind of keep it straight as possible so they can all support each other. Now, when it comes to actually creating your ponytail or your high bun, there actually is a correct height when it comes to that.
Jordan's gonna turn to our side and be our diagram, okay? So we're gonna imagine the head is like a square, right? So there's one side of the square.
Yes.
And then there's, you know, her jaw, which is kind of the bottom edge of the square, the top of the square, and the back side of the square, okay? We want our bun to sit right here at this corner of the square.
Yes.
All right. And the reason for that placement is, for one, it elongates the line of the head and it makes you look taller and more pulled up. And the second reason is that if your bun is higher rather than lower, it kind of just sits nicely on your head instead of pulling kind of on the back of your head.
So we're gonna start simply by gathering your hair into a high ponytail, leaving the front pieces loose.
And I will note that at this point, if you were doing a bun for a show, you would definitely be using hairspray or gel or some kind of product that's going to keep your hair in place. But this is more for everyday use.
We don't use products for everyday buns, you guys.
But again, listen to your hair. Do what works for you. If it was a show, we'd be like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so now we have this placement here, kind of at the top corner of your square. And we're just gonna tie it off there. You wanna try and keep it as centered as you can, obviously.
Yes. It does have to be centered.
It does have to be centered because it can throw off your balance.
Especially if you have a lot of hair like Jordan does.
Yeah, if you have a lot of hair. I'm getting it cut soon, actually. Planning on getting it cut maybe sometime next week if I have time. Okay, so there we go. We have our ponytail on the top corner of our box. And you don't wanna pull too hard on it, you guys. Don't Wrench your ponytail, you guys, please. If anything, you want to kind of loosen it a little by just sliding your fingers through it once or twice, just to get rid of a little bit of that extra tension. Once we've done that, now we're going to deal with these 2 pieces.
Yep.
And also our bangs. Girls, if you have bangs, this is what you're going to do. So you're going to just comb those back just a little, gently, gently. And you're just going to take one of those little snap clips that we talked about earlier. You could use a bobby pin. These are just healthier for you, like we mentioned. And instead of just pulling it straight back, I like to add a little bit of extra volume there.
Just a
little bit, minute, tiny, tiny. And you're just gonna slide a clip in it and fasten it like that. After that, you're going to grab the rest of the hair and you're just basically going to make a second ponytail over your base ponytail and secure that together.
And then the reason why this works now is because that base ponytail is kind of holding up the weight of the ponytail and the bun itself.
Exactly.
Whereas all of the hair around your hairline is just neatly secured there, but it also is not pulled tight, and it's not the only thing that's holding your bun.
Basically alleviating the pressure, but you still have the aesthetics. That's the goal. And then you're gonna grab your, you have your second elastic.
Yep.
And you're going to do this one a little bit looser. So the other ponytail I did 4 rotations, just because that elastic was really stretchy. This one I'm only gonna do 3, because this one is not your foundational ponytail, it's just enough to secure extra hair around the hairline. So there we go. And now we have our ponytail.
Obviously, if you could spray it, you could gel it.
And you should if you have a show.
But this is for everyday class, so.
Exactly, so we're fine for right now. So now we're gonna start with the bunning process. The bunning process is, I feel like it was the thing that most dancers kind of struggle to get at first, but it's not as hard as it looks.
Yeah, you guys will be fine.
When you're bunning your hair, I know the temptation is to twist this really, 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 really tight. Don't do that. Please don't. The more you twist, the more tension you create on the hair strand, the more prone you are to breaking it. That's a no-go. So we're gonna be really gentle with this. We're gonna twist it just a light amount, just enough so that when you turn it, it kind of coils in on itself.
Yep.
And then instead of pulling it super tight right away, you're actually gonna wanna let it have a little bit of slack.
And then this sort of has a dual purpose. One, it's again alleviates the tension on the hair. And secondly, it gives you the space so that you can pin your bun really flat against your head.
The goal is to get your bun fairly flat. You don't want it to be sticking out. While it is cool for every day for ballet, you want to keep it fairly low profile.
Not only aesthetically, but also in terms of a balance and a tension issue. If your bun sticks out too much from your head,
gravity is against you.
Gravity will pull a little harder on it, and it might even throw your balance off if you have a ton of hair. So we want it to keep the center of gravity like really close.
Keep it close, keep it tight. So now once we're here, we kind of have a circle already. You can already see that circle forming. And then what you're gonna do with the rest of the hair, if you have long ends like this, you're gonna twist these ends a little bit, and you're gonna tuck it underneath your first circle. So you're not creating circles outside of your circle, although that's another method. But for now, we're just going to keep tucking, twirling and tucking the ends underneath your initial circle. So now, if you look, you only have really one circle of hair and the rest of it is gathered underneath. And once you're here, this is kind of where your bun is the most malleable. So you want to try and get the shape the way you like it before you start pinning. So once you have that, then you actually grab your pins. You're going to hold the pin flat, parallel to your head, and you're going to catch just the edge of the bun, twist it under, grab a little bit of the hair underneath the bun, pull it under, and then slide it into the elastic itself. And that's what kind of locks it in. Because if you're just sticking pins into the hair, there's not really anything for it to grab onto.
Yeah, they could just easily slide out once you start spotting, once you start turning across the floor, peeking turns, chaînés.
Exactly, and that's why it's important to get pins that are long enough for that, because you really want to have the pin anchored and locked into the elastic itself. So you're gonna continue that all the way around your bun. You're gonna grab a little bit of the hair, just catch the edge, pull it under, and tuck it into the elastic. And you just keep going all the way around. The more even it is, like the amount of the edge of the bun you catch, the more even your bun's going to be at the end. You just keep going all the way around. When you feel that elastic, it'll kind of like click. It'll like almost lock into place, and that's how you know it's not going anywhere. When you start spotting, it'll still be secure. So that's what you want.
No matter how loose and relaxed it feels around your hairline, it will not be going anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't feel any tension on my hairline, which is exactly what we want.
And there we have it.
And that's it.
The bun is intact.
The bun is intact.
The bun is intact.
If you were doing a show, you definitely want to add a hairnet just to keep all the flyaways intact. You would definitely spray it, all of that. But for right now, because this is just an everyday bun, we're not going to bother right now. Last step, if you really want, honestly, this is fine for class. I would just go out like this. But if you want to get rid of that little poof at the back of your head, which I actually think is endearing.
Oh,
but,
really?
but if you want to get rid of it, you just take one more pin and you'll just kind of comb it up a little bit. And then you're gonna take it and kind of like what we did for the bun, going this way, but instead you're just gonna go crosswise. And gather that hair, catch a little bit of the hair there, gather it around, and slide it in just like that. And that kind of gets rid of a little bit of that volume. This is a little trick we learned from Catherine Morgan on YouTube.
Yeah.
This little trick with the bobby pin is from her. I have a few little like baby hairs around the side of my face. So I'll just kind of gather them up, use again those little snap clips, just slide it in and snap it. And that kind of keeps it there.
That way they don't
So they don't poke out, they don't fly around, and they don't kind of get in your face or like whack your partner or something.
Yep.
And then that's it. That's the done deal.
And you can see it's positioned exactly where it needs to be. Top corner of the head, low profile. Then you can see it kind of continues the line of the head and the line of the neck. So it makes you look pulled up, tall, regal, everything that we want for classical ballet. There we go.
So that is your high bun, but healthier. So now you can see we've eliminated all the tension from our hairline, and we're also trying to work around gravity to the best of our abilities with our bun placement as well. So now when you're turning, you will feel less pull because it's in that perfect spot. So that's great. Now we're gonna move on to the low bun.
Oh, me.
Now that we have done the high bun, now it's time to do the low bun with our low bun model of today. Now I will say that most of the time, like probably 9 times, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, for regular classes, we will just do a low bun because by nature, it has a lot less strain on your hair and it's also faster.
It's also faster.
So on most days, we generally prefer the low bun anyway, and we're gonna show you exactly how we do it. Now, while the low bun generally is lower risk than a high bun, there are still a few factors you wanna keep in mind. For the high bun, like we said, there's a lot of tension on the crown and like the hairline. For the low bun, it generally tugs the most at the hair just at the base of your head. And so you wanna be careful of that when you're doing your low bun.
But other than that, there's not so much tension just because by nature, we're not working against gravity when it comes to this hairstyle, and the hair is kind of laying in a more natural position on your head.
Positioning wise, as you'll see in a bit, it does vary depending on the individual and like how long or thick your hair is. But the one thing you do want to keep in mind is you want to make sure it's not too low to the bottom of your head because that just creates a lot more friction and tension. But other than that, way lower risk than a high bun.
Yeah, our hairstyle of choice.
Exactly.
So basically, it's very simple. You just start with a lower ponytail, and the placement of your ponytail, it's not math, but you do kind of have to calculate
A little.
how big your final bun is going to be approximately, judging by your own hair length and thickness. I have pretty long, thick hair.
Yeah, you do.
So my bun ends up being pretty big. So I'm not going to put the ponytail right here at the nape of my neck, because otherwise the final bun, the second half of it, will be like interfering with my actual neck. So we want to place it a little bit higher, approximately where the center of the bun is going to be. Once all is said and done, you could use a comb for this. I'm just lazy.
I never use a comb on the daily. Not really. For a low bun,
Kind of
not
comb through
really.
it with your fingers. Make sure everything's kind of smooth. And you see it's a little higher than exactly at the nape of my neck. Create it like so. Don't worry about the face framing pieces. We will pin those back in just a second. So here we have our ponytail. Sometimes you can get a bit of tension around the top of your head. And so to mitigate that, we're just going to kind of run our fingers through the hair like this. You could use a comb for this, like the tail end of your comb.
Yeah,
you have,
exactly.
One of those like, like those. You could use that as well. I just feel like your fingers work better.
Yeah.
But again, personal preference, no judgment. This is a safe space. And sometimes
always.
This is always a safe space, you guys. No
There's
judgment.
always more than one road to the same destination.
Yeah, exactly. When it comes to face framing pieces, bangs, etc., you can brush them straight back and pin them. The way we had with Jordan. Or you can pin them to the side if your hair is parted the way mine is.
Generally for the low bun, in terms of like the classical look, you will keep the part usually in the middle.
So we're just gonna comb them very nicely, following the natural flow of your hair.
Yeah.
Slide them, clip, boom.
Exactly.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
Do the same on the other side.
We love snap clips.
Dude,
They're the best.
You guys, these are so good.
They're so good.
They're so simple.
They're so much easier than bobby pins and so much safer.
I feel like bobby pins slide out all the time on me.
They slide out and they're just cumbersome to put in and take out. And there we go. We have the foundations for our low bun.
Yeah, so you see, not completely at the nape of my neck, just because in a second you'll see my bun will take up this whole space. So now to actually bun the hair. We can do a one strand bun the way Jordan did, but if your hair is really thick or if you just prefer it, we're gonna do a 2-strand bun, which is pretty much the same as the 1-strand bun, but like different.
Different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're gonna slice down the middle, like so. We have our 2 sections. I'm gonna start on the left side. Some people start on the right, some people start on the left. Doesn't really matter. Lightly twist it, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing that Jordan did. Twist it lightly, not too tight, and we're going to lay it across in like a little rainbow. We don't want to pull it like this, because then it starts to stick out.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
You do not want it to stick out. You want the center of your bun to lay flat.
Give it a little slack, press it down, and pin as we go, okay? Same protocol applies here. Catch it at the edge of the hair, slide it in, lock it.
Sometimes you have to angle your pins up a little bit in order to catch that elastic, depending on where it is.
There we go.
But once you feel it, you'll feel it. It'll just lock in nice.
And we're gonna repeat this going all the way around. And this 2-strand bun, I will say, uses a lot more pins than a 1-strand bun.
It definitely does.
But it works if you have a lot of hair and if you're wanting something really secure for performances. Like this is my performance bun. I would always do 2-strand buns for performances. So we have our first little circle.
yeah. It's kind of like a half circle.
It's like a half circle, like a little rainbow, if you will. So I'm actually gonna let this piece go and focus on section number 2, which is kind of hanging down here, waiting for her turn. So we're gonna take her, and she's gonna follow the exact path that the first one did, but not on top, beside.
beside.
So our first strand went like this. Our second one is going to run along the outside and follow her. Twist it lightly, lay it flat, pin as we go. Catching the elastic always. See, now it's like lying flat. You see what I mean? Because if everything was pulled super, super, super tight, they would all kind of be like clumping on top of each other.
You do not want that.
And we don't want that. This is affectionately known as the cinnamon roll bun.
Because it looks like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah. We should get cinnamon rolls.
We should.
We have our second rainbow, or our second arc. We have one, the inner one, and we have the outer one. We're gonna let this loose the same way that we did the other one. We're turn our attention back to the first strand. Keep going, just like this. Keep twisting and keep pinning as we go, following the outside of the circle. And now you can see the cinnamon roll is forming, and it's so wonderful. And as you can see, I matched correctly. So the bun isn't quite at my neck.
Yeah.
It's still not interfering. That way, if I look up, as you often do in ballet,
Yeah, that it's not pushing into your neck.
it's not pushing into your neck, and it's not gonna like irritate the back of your neck either.
Exactly.
So it's there, we have a little bit of space, and it's perfectly done. We're gonna just keep pinning like this, and as you can see, I have really layered hair.
yeah.
So a lot of ends are sticking out at this point, but don't worry, we will remedy that in just a second with the hairnet.
And as she gets to the end here with those final little ends, she's going to be tucking them underneath the other 2 circles or rainbows that she has made.
And you can even like take out an existing pin
Exactly.
and like tuck everything in and then put the pin back in. Now we're here at our last strand, you guys, and we're gonna just do the same thing. Twist it in, finish it off.
See, it's not that hard.
It's not too hard, you guys. This is why it's really important that you get pins that are long enough
Yes.
to reach into the very center of your bun. That way, all of the pins can lock to the elastic
Yeah.
instead of kind of just sitting there. All right, so there you have it. Our finished cinnamon roll. As you can see, there are a lot of ends. We have a solution to that issue, which is
The hairnet.
the humble hairnet. I mean, not so humble. These things are divas, okay?
They
you look
are
at them
divas.
the wrong way and they're like, I shall die. These things are so delicate. They are not humble at all. These are the
They're
most diva things you've ever seen.
They really are.
Some people like to put them around twice. Some people only prefer one layer. I'm a one layer kind of girl.
One layer.
Just enough to hold in all of the loose ends.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put it around like this, wrap it round, tuck
you
it
twist
underneath. And then we're gonna secure it very lightly with like a pin on each side.
Yeah.
Kind of like a compass, like northeast, south, west.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just to keep the net from
Slipping
flying off
off,
because
yeah.
it does happen sometimes. But they are helpful.
They're helpful. We love them anyways.
Because now if she turns to the side, you'll see there are no more flyaways, there are no ends peeking out. It's just clean.
Yeah.
which is perfect.
So there you have it, you guys.
That is the low bun, everybody.
And again, it really looks like a cinnamon roll. And this is another reason why I only do one layer of net selfishly. It's so that you can see all the pretty layers.
Yeah, so you see everything a little bit clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the net.
Vanity, you know.
Vanity.
Always vanity, you guys.
You wanna give us a spin?
Yeah, let's give him a spin. How was that? This is our go-to because it's just simple, it's easy.
Exactly.
It's easy on the hair.
Yeah, it is.
A lot easier on the hair.
And when we're not talking you through it, it's really quick. Did we do everything? I think we covered everything. I think that's it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That was easy. See, it's not so hard, you guys.
It's not so hard, and we hope that this made it look a little bit more doable. Maybe if it's your first time doing your hair, or you're just trying to get back into it. Hopefully this can help you. It's not that hard, and we'll be here sitting with you every step of the way. So there we have it, everybody. That was Not Your Grandma's Hair tutorial. Hopefully it helped you. Hopefully it was easy to understand.
Again, this is just the styles that work for us, but feel free to take the tips, run with them, modify them to suit your hair, suit your lifestyle, suit your studio's policies.
Yes, that's important.
Your own unique circumstance.
If you would like to see more very certified hair tutorials from us, feel free to let us know in the comments if you want to see that. There are a lot of other classical ballet hairstyle, French roll tutorial maybe. There's a lot out there. So if you're interested in any of that, then feel free to let us know in the comments. We'll try to make it happen for you.
A huge thank you to all of our patrons over on Patreon for making this here video possible today. And if you likewise are a fan of our work here on YouTube, and if you would like to fund the future of Ballet Nerd content, then the link to our Patreon will be below, patreon.com/balletrain. And we are excited to see you over there. And anyways, I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye.
Make sure that you share this video with someone that has been looking for a hair tutorial. Obviously.
This is very helpful.
Actually, Not Your Grandma's Hair tutorial.
We're matching, sorry. Like heart and soul. We can't do that.
See, you know the thing is, it's not just...
I'm done.